I see you, number one. I see you. What's up, everybody? Lito's in the building, you guys. We're gonna get started in just a second. Welcome, Lynn. What?
This is for the thugs, pimps, drugs, Skims, Bloods, Crips. This is for the thugs, pimps, drugs, Skims, Bloods, Crips. Need to know I'm really with the shit. Impacts on 2 days. I'm really in this bitch. Break the grip, take the clip, stash it in the whip. Break the bitch, recreate the bitch. I guess
Happy Tuesday, you guys.
no walking, we ain't into that. You call it snitching, they call it ratting. Too much chitter chat. Check the stats. What's the facts? This is really rad. Little bro stole your good. Now go and get it back. Slow down, backtrack just a little bit. Everyone swear they the one. Yeah, I'm sick of it. If I started,
hello, everybody.
Stack of blood, kill a crib. Yeah, I'm a hypocrite.
Let's get started. Ooh, it's my favorite song. Ooh.
This is for the dogs, pimps, drugs, Skims, Bloods, Crips.
Hey.
This is for the dogs, pimps, drugs, Skims, Bloods, Crips. This is for the thugs, pimps, drugs, Skims, Bloods, Crips.
Every Tuesday, I be waiting on that feature. Bright purple ribbon clicking in it, they be preaching. Ella Drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie no cap. Ella Drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie no cap. Ella Drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie no cap. Ella Drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie no cap. Lie no cap.
Period. What's up, you guys? Welcome. It is Modern Day Bay. I'm so excited to have y'all here. Okay, you already know this is my favorite day of the week. It's Tuesday. We are in the Bay Hive, and tonight you have stumbled into a live stream podcast called Modern Day Bay. This is the only live stream podcast exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationship. And we are here every single Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and don't forget that this is brought to you by Pickout. All right, my name is LV Drug. I am your hostess, and I'm excited because I've got some announcements, and then we're ready to jump right into this conversation. Okay, I'm very excited about it. So first off, let's get into this weekly content. Every single Monday, you guys can tap into Geek Out with Casper at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by Empowerment with my girl Nikki 24/7. Every Monday at 11 p.m. All right. On Tuesdays, you can tap into Tag Tour Tuesdays, is what I like to call it. We start off at 9 p.m. with Tough Batch Jokes on You. That's at 9 for Tough Talk Tuesday. And then right after that at 10 is with Double for Talk to Me Nice. And then right after that, you know where you need to be, right here, Modern Day Bay with me, LV Drug. All right, on Thursdays, you guys can tap into Poly Talk with Rainmaker and his co-host, Belladonna. That starts at 10 p.m. I believe the pre-show is at 9:30. You guys, the show starts at 10, so make sure you tap in for that. All right, on Saturdays, you guys can tap into Divine Living with the one and only Ms. Divine at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, on Sundays, you can tap into The Code with Fame, Nikki 24/7 Double, and myself. We're over on TikTok at noon. And this month is, I just finished October, so November is Double's month. So it's on him now, okay? I'm retired for a couple months, all right? Okay, on right after that, not right after that, but Sunday evening, you can tap into the only poetry workshop featured show on the app. It's called Pen Flow, and that is with Top Batch Rainmaker and, of course, his co-host Belladonna. That's at 9 p.m. on Sundays, all right? So, I want to give a big shout out to my bosses of the week this week. My bronze crown is Top Batch Mr. K. My silver crown is my birthday twin, my B-Day twin, the Blue Professor. And my gold crown is my number one. What else is new? Big Top Batch Casper. You guys, thank you so much for your support. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at Modern Day Bay Podcast. Make sure if you're interested in sponsoring, you get with me so that we can, you know what I'm saying, chop up a deal or something, you know what I'm saying, how it flows type stuff, you know. Just get with me. It's all linked in the bio, all right? And then also make sure you subscribe to the podcast. It's available on all streaming platforms, okay? I'd also like to give a special thank you to my girl, my booking manager, Barry Brule, my tech support, King Lito, my media sponsor and videographer, Tawag CEO, and of course our DJ Rich B. All right, y'all make sure y'all fave him up because he's in the box right now. But he's gonna be back at the end of the show, and we gonna get into it. Okay, yeah. So y'all make sure y'all fave him up, and if you're just tapping in, welcome. If you just missed the announcement, it's fine. Don't worry about it. My name is L the Drug, and I'm excited because tonight it's Modern Day Bay, you guys. It's Tuesday. Y'all know this is my favorite day of the week, and I'm excited because at this particular point in time, we're going to talk about the topic. All right. So now is the time for you to stop wrestling your bags and lock in. All right. It's time to listen. Now, tonight, I want to get into something that I think we talk about regularly on the show. However, we never went in depth about it. All right. So I have a question for you guys. If you had to grade your self-awareness right now, what would your report card say? If you had to grade your self-awareness, is you locked in? Is it ain't no switching up? 100%? I'd give myself a K. That's fitting. Shout out to Mr. K in the building. Okay, well, tonight on Modern Day Bay, we're talking about the art of pausing. Pause, right? Taking a real moment to check in with yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually before you react, overextend, or slip back into old patterns. Because let's be honest, sometimes it's not that life's doing too much, it's that we haven't slowed down long enough to ask, how am I really doing? We move so fast, chasing peace, chasing success, chasing connection, that we forget to check the battery on the one thing running it all, us. So tonight we're getting into what it really means to check in with yourself, how to do it, and why that pause might just save your peace, your relationships, and your sanity. All right, you guys, are you ready to meet my co-host? It's time for the co-host. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm excited because he low-key a celebrity. He be in music videos and stuff. Remember last week I told y'all I was a video vixen? Yeah. Remember that? Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up our guest co-host. I'm trying to go here because we got to get some. All right, period. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. So, joining us for tonight's conversation is the OG DJ, you guys. This man is known to frequent celebrity parties and was even spotted in Benzino's music video recently. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to drop those CD emojis. You know the emojis that look like compact discs, the things we used to listen to in the radio that we don't listen to no more. You know them CDs? I need you to drop the emoji in the comments. I need you to drop the CD emoji in the comments because we are getting ready to welcome up the first DJ to spin something with that badge on it. You heard me? Y'all make sure y'all give it up. Spam that emoji for DJ Maddie. Hello, sir. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm well. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited to have you here. So, all is well. All is well in Tuesday land. How you feeling though? I'm super excited to have you. I feel like we've been talking about this for a while and it was like, yes, finally, you know what I mean? So how you doing? How you feeling over there? You want to give the people a little intro if they don't know you?
All right. What's up, y'all? My name is DJ Matty Beast, the first top edge DJ on the app. I DJ on this app sporadically. On top of this, I'm also a club DJ, a traveling DJ, and a celebrity DJ. Whenever Benzino comes into, whenever Benzino comes into Florida, I DJ for him. Whenever I'm in Atlanta, you can spot me DJing for a couple of celebrities down there. Other than that, y'all make sure to hit me up with the fave and follow me on Instagram because you never know when I'm going to be in your city DJing.
Period. All right, DJ Maddie, ladies and gentlemen. Well, welcome to the modern day Bay scene, the stage, all of that. We're excited to have you. Now the audience has gotten a little bit more insight on who you are and what you do. What other things can folks expect to see from you in the next few months? Do you have any upcoming projects? Is there anything that you're working on that you want the modern day Bay world to know about?
I have a Halloween party that I'm doing in Jacksonville. Um, this coming Halloween. Other than that, I just DJ on here and I just have a good time. And if y'all need a DJ, let me know. Everything's in my bio, and that's pretty much it on that.
Okay, period. All right. We love it. We love it. Well, y'all make sure y'all fave up DJ Maddie, okay? Because he's got a lot going on. All right. So let's get into, let's see here. Let's get into the one question that I ask each and every co-host that comes on the show. And that question is, in one word, how would you what is the one characteristic you need in your modern day Bay?
Did I say that again?
What is the one characteristic, in one word, what is the one characteristic you need in your modern day Bay?
Support.
Support. He said you got to
Not
stand
the
behind me, shawty.
not well, not financial support, just moral support. I got the finance part. So yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're saying like you want them to like believe in you. You want them to like show that, yeah, that they like are rooting for you, kind of like, that they're going to be the ones that are rooting for you when no one else will. I love that. That's an awesome, that's a really good one. Support you guys. That's a good one. We got to add that one to the book. We got to make like a like Mean Girls like burn book, but like of all the one word answers that we get from the co-host because there's so many good ones. So many good ones. All right. So, you guys, if you are just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am going to invite the Boss Bay panel to join us on screen here in a moment. But in the meantime, I'm going to welcome you all to Modern Day Bay with Elle. My name is Elle. I'm here with DJ Maddie. This is my guest co host for the week. And we're going to get right into a few questions here. We're talking about taking a moment to check in, right? Like doing that like that. You know how people be like, "Is you cool?" Like, "Is you cool? Is you doing that with yourself?" Right? Like it's really important to make sure that you're doing that with yourself. So, one of the things that I tend to struggle with is actually initially taking time to actually like pause. Once I realize I need to, I can do it, but like before I get there, I'm just on a roll. So my question for you is when life feels overwhelming, are you more likely to pause and ask yourself what you're feeling or are you more likely to react in the moment?
Is that to me? That
Yeah.
question?
Yeah.
Actually, it all depends. I'm not gonna lie. It all depends on what the situation is. A lot of the times, I do catch myself like pausing and thinking about before I react.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to respond. I don't like to react anymore. I like to respond rather than reacting. That makes any sense?
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense because reaction is just that. Like it's quick, it's impulsive, it's not something that's like thought out or intentional. But when you react to something, you put thought behind it, you put intention behind it, and you make it more purposeful and meaningful, I believe is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think that's a really good call out, a really important piece of it. So how often do you check in with yourself? Is that a high priority for you?
It definitely has been over the last year and a half. Actually, for the last like 19 months, because um, over the last 19 months, I haven't been drinking or drugging. I've been completely clean and sober. So
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's huge, Maddie. Congratulations. So is that something that you had like that you felt like you needed to do to like just reconnect with yourself and like have one of those moments where it's like, okay, something's not right, I'm doing this, but then also act in that moment and say, all right, we're gonna or did you have to have one of those moments with yourself where you really like locked in with yourself or did it just like Like, you know, that takes a strong will. So I'm wondering what motivated you.
Um, I'm sorry. It's like with me, I had to stop everything
Mm,
because I wasn't I wasn't liking the person that I was becoming, you know?
yeah.
So,
So,
my family means a lot to me.
yeah.
My family means the world to me. So for them to like start like being, well, not having my back because of what I was doing
Yeah.
hurt a lot. So yeah.
I see. I see. Okay. So, is that something that typically you'll need to like that will like trigger a check-in is if your family, I know you said that they mean a lot to you. If your family or your close friends and loved ones are like, "Hey, like, you know, something's not right." That will that make you take a step back and kind of lock in with yourself? Or does that happen more so from just like staying in tune with yourself?
Um, it all depends, to be quite honest. If my family tells me I need to take a pause, sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't, because whenever I'm not streaming on Tag, you know, I'm always doing some sort of work in order to make money. I guess I'm a workaholic,
Yeah.
and I,
Understood that.
I'm on a go 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, I got
Sounds like a
goals.
Virgo.
Right?
Sounds familiar, right, Kay? Yeah. Miss K down there, she a Virgo too. Okay, period. Shout out to the Virgos in the building. Y'all know I love y'all. Um, okay, so I want to bring up the Boss Bay panel. While I do that though, I do want to get one more question in with you, Maddie, and that is what are some of the signs for you? Like, what are some of the things that tell you, right, that you need to like take a step back or that you need to check in with yourself? Like, what are some of the things that you'll realize about yourself that are happening? I know you said it all depends and it depends on the situation, but like, no matter what the situation, I feel like whenever you feel yourself whenever anyone feels themselves like becoming uncomfortable or getting more tense, you can start to feel it. So, what are some of the things that alert you to like, okay, hold on, this is bothering me. I need to take a step back.
Anxiety,
Mm,
depression. You
mm.
know, if I start feeling depressed, I know I gotta take a step back. If I start feeling
Dang,
anxiety, I
dang.
know
But
I
I feel
definitely
like
gotta
that's
take a
like
step back.
I feel like that step is like I feel like that's a step that like how do I explain it? Like that's a deeper part of the process. Like there's not something that lets you know like, hey, before you're in a state of depression,
Hmm.
there is or there's not.
Like when you're in depression, you tend to isolate,
Yeah.
right? And when I start isolating and I'm by myself and I don't talk to anybody or reach out to anybody, I do some not good stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So it's about me not staying in isolation because it's
Got you. So whenever
bad.
you feel yourself starting to isolate or starting to retreat, that's one of those like, okay, I'm not okay. I need to check in. What's about so that is a really good call out. Shout out to self-awareness, y'all. That's a really good call out because that is something that triggers a state of loneliness, right? Isolation. It feels like it's easier to stay away because you don't want to deal with everything that comes with everybody. But in that isolation, a lot of times we trigger ourselves into being in a state that is not mentally good for us. And that's a really good call out. I love that, Maddie. Okay, let's bring up the Boss Babe panel. I wanted to get a little bit more. You know, we ain't got Maddie here often, so we gonna go ahead and ask them extra questions and dig in a little bit. But all right, you guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome. This is Modern Day Bay. My name is LV Drug. I'm here with DJ Maddie. This is my guest co-host this week on Modern Day Bay, and we are here every single Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am excited because it is my favorite part of the show. I'm going to bring up some of my friends. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bring the peoples up. Okay, yeah, very much. And for some reason, we have a gentleman named MJ requesting the box. MJ, this is not only a show, a featured show. So if you want to stick around, I'll box you up after the show. But right now, we got to go ahead and move on with the show. Okay, you're good. Don't worry about it. Appreciate you being here. All right, the Box Bay panel's in the building, y'all. Okay, I'm excited to have these guys here. We have first and foremost the co-host of the tagged feature show Pen Flow, as well as a Poly Talk, Miss Belladonna, Queen Belladonna in the building. Y'all make sure y'all fave her up. All right. We also have the host and creator of several shows, including the tagged feature show That Ain't Your Homie, a tagged top streamer, Big Double, and my other half, y'all make sure y'all fave him up if for some reason you don't have him faved. And of course, we have the braided beauty in the building. You see how I did the bees like that? Yeah, 1/4 of the she code and the soup cooler connoisseur. Yeah, Miss Sassy Red. Hello in the building, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. How y'all feeling?
All right.
Good.
Doing good.
I always get excited to see you guys. Y'all are my faves. I love seeing y'all. So I'm excited. We're gonna get into this self-awareness a little bit, that check-in, those self-check-ins. Whenever we talk about that, I feel like a lot of times in general, when we talk about communication, but even when we talk about communication with self, um, that's one of those things that um just seems easier to leave it alone, right? So why do you guys think ignoring how you feel can seem easier even when it causes so much damage in the long run?
It doesn't take a whole lot of effort
What do you mean?
to just do things as they are, to ignore yourself, because working on yourself, making sure you take time, that takes effort. It's easier sometimes just to, yeah, I should do such and such. I should figure out why I feel this way every time this situation occurs. And it takes too much effort.
And it's easier to let things go sometimes, even with self, especially with self. It seems like. What do you guys think? What are the rest of you guys thinking?
I know for me, it's an issue when it comes down to like work. You know what I mean? You have those moments to where, or maybe doing those things that you love, but like you need, like your body is probably screaming rest, or you know what I mean? And you just, instead of listening to your body and saying like, hey, let me just sit down, let me take a beat for a minute. Instead, you're like, I'm gonna just, try to push forward. I need to be productive. I need to get things done. That could cause issues as far as, for your mental or, physically.
All right. It is way easier to be destructive than it is to be constructive. Nice and easy. Okay.
I definitely, like, if you think about it, whenever you think of like if you've seen a house get remodeled or something, it's way easier to like tear all the cabinets out than like install new ones type stuff. So I definitely I agree with that sentiment. It's just easier. Is it really easier though? That's the thing. If it's more in the long run. I mean, I guess it's just a quick fix now. And that's what
I think so, because I think logically people don't think about like long term. People don't think future terms.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in the now, you're so present with doing, shaking and moving and doing all of the things that you feel like you need to do, instead of taking that pause, instead of taking that break for yourself.
Instant gratification. Great comment right there too.
Instant gratification.
Absolutely. And easier doesn't mean that it doesn't come with a cost. It's easier right now, but it is going to cost way more later on.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't have to worry about that, because right now, I can just sit here and let it pass by.
You know, that's so true. I remember working in retail in college and at the end of high school, and I had got my keys or whatever to the store, and there was a new hire, and she just wasn't a quick learner. She just wasn't a quick learner. Okay. And so a lot of times I found myself like on the days that I would work with her being like frustrated because I felt like I would have to do everything. And my boss was kind of like, okay, but like, what have you shown her how to do? Right? Like, what have you taken the time to show her how to do it? Because you keep doing it yourself. She's never going to get better. You're going to keep being upset and asking me not to schedule you with her when in reality that just can't happen. So, like, how are you managing, right? And making sure that she understands how to do something. And my pushback was that takes so much longer. She said, yeah, but in the long run, it doesn't take longer. In the long run, then they know how to do it and they're able to do it without you having to breathe down their neck or run behind them to do it again. And that's like the thing that comes to mind whenever you guys say that. And I think that is so true. That it feels like a quick fix in the moment, but in the long run, yeah, it ends up being just a larger price to pay, and it doesn't end up being beneficial. So I like that you pointed that out, Bella, about just because it's easier in the moment doesn't mean that there's not a cost, and that's 1000% true. Um, so how does self check-ins or lack thereof, in y'all's opinion, affect our relationships with others?
Mm.
Everybody laughed at that one, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
and Maddie, please feel free to jump in there because I want to hear your opinion on all of this as well. This is like an open form conversation, so just jump in there whenever you're ready, okay?
Well, first rule of mine, ladies first. If they have anything to
I'll
say,
get in there,
Oh,
Maddie.
let them go first.
I mean, the lack thereof is going to be a negative effect, most definitely.
mm-hmm.
If you're not checking in with yourself, how can you check in with me?
Ooh, clock that. Clock that.
I'm just saying, if you don't have the tools or techniques or even just the wherewithal just to check in on where you are
Yeah.
and how you got here, then I can't trust you to do that with me. It's a whole sacred, my heart, my emotions, a whole space for me. You won't even do it for you.
Mm.
I'm next. Ooh, I'm adding right on to that right there. Ooh, I'm adding on to that. Ooh.
And no.
If I don't know how to enjoy me, if I don't know how to love me, how can I ever enjoy and love you? That's what I'm saying. Vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? It's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because how do you guys talk about you love me? You don't even love yourself. Girl, please.
And then also, how do you accept love from other people if you don't feel like you don't give it to yourself? You obviously don't feel like you're worthy of giving it to yourself. How are you then going to accept it from other people, right? Like, how are you actually going to
It's fun.
believe that that's what it's supposed to be?
Mhm.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What about you, Maddie, Sassy? What y'all thinking?
I agree. I mean, I definitely feel like it's necessary. You know what I mean? Like if you're in a position, to me, I feel like it's going to cause conflict. Because if I'm in a space to where I've learned and I've regulated to where, it's a normal thing for me to check in with me.
Yeah.
And because you don't know how or because you choose not to, I feel like it's going to cause a problem.
Mm.
I check in with me at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's basically on Sunday when I'm at church.
Mm.
Like every Sunday, religiously, I'm in church. I got to, at the end of the day, just like, I want to be a positive role model to my nieces. We live with like 10, 15 minutes. Like I get to see them all the time and stuff. So I need to be a positive role model. So if I'm not doing right by me, I can't be doing right by them.
Right.
Like for example, one of the things that was hard for me to stop doing, that it was really hard for me to stop doing, was cigarettes. But I quit smoking cigarettes as well. and I haven't done that in months.
Wow.
You know,
That's what's up. Cause cigarettes stink anyway. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't mind the funny cigarettes. The funny cigarettes could stay. That's me personally, though. That's just me personally. Y'all don't got
I love those too.
Yeah.
I'm adult, right? I'm adult, right? But like realistically, right? Some people really don't even know like who they are, right? Like some people don't know what they like, don't like, right? Some people have, I'm gonna call it relationship syndrome, right? Where they bounce from relationship to relationship and they don't even have their own identity. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even know who you are, like alone. Like that's a scary thing, right? So, all right, I'm good.
well, in order to have a relationship with others, first things first, you need to have a relationship with God. You know, if you don't have a relationship with God, then you're not gonna have a relationship with anybody. And if you do, it's gonna be toxic. It's not gonna be healthy. So.
Touche.
You hear that, Double?
Whoever your God is, by the way.
I have a relationship with Beyonce. Thank you very much.
I mean, whatever you call a higher power, if you can step outside yourself and realize that, you know, there is a higher power, having that relationship is, in essence, in some form, fashion, having the relationship with yourself.
Amen. Come on, Bella. Let them know. Let them know. Because, no, really, I was joking with the Beyonce thing, but, you know, as someone who is heavily influenced by Africa and the way that things flow there, you know, I tend to think that the God is in you. I'm trying to say this diplomatically for the future, that the God is in you, right? And so whenever Maddie said that, like, you have to have a relationship with God, yes, of course, and whatever deity you believe in and things like that. But like, you know, even if you want to keep it biblical, if we're made in God's image, right? That means that God, a form of God, if we're love and God is love, then a form of that is in you, right? So that relationship is, I'm telling, I told,
Amen.
shout out to the cast, the person who be doing the casting. Okay, shout out to them because they be knowing. But yeah, I'm so glad that you said that, Bella, because that is so true. It really comes back to what the boundaries that you set for yourself and what you accept for yourself. And then whenever you regularly, like Sassy was talking about, do those check-ins so that it's not even something that you cautiously do. It's just something that happens regularly because you're used to checking in with yourself. Then the way that you treat yourself, it just flows more naturally in turn, allowing others to treat you within your boundaries. And I think that that's a beautiful cycle. I do want to, let me see, we're at 11:36. Let me jump into this next question because I do want you guys to give your insight on this. We're talking about checking in. We're talking about acknowledging how you feel, right? But sometimes it's difficult to pinpoint exactly how you feel and why. So, what tips would you suggest to people for acknowledging how they feel and why? Or what tips do you have or do you use whenever you need to understand how you feel and why?
Every emotion puts you in a different, I guess, how do I say this, right, for future show purposes? Not necessarily frequency, right? But like if I'm mad, my body's warm, right? If I'm like happy, it's like not necessarily warm, but it's like it's a different feel. Like I can't explain it the way I want to right now, but trust your body, right? Trust your gut, trust the way you actually feel, and use that to your advantage too, right? No matter what emotion that you're going through, you could like always make that and like be productive from it. So like take whatever you're going through and like, I guess, find something you like and like, I'll get back to the rest of it, but balance, right? Balance what you like with how you feel and make it work.
Yeah.
I guess. Something like that, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, so I'll take it.
I think what you're talking about is more of a physical manifestation
Okay.
of what you actually are feeling. So sometimes, like you said, If you're angry, there's, a warmth or heat in your body. Some people cry. Some people experience actual stress in certain parts of their body or even pain. And we have to be aware that emotions do carry physical manifestations.
Mm.
And knowing what that trigger is, knowing what that response in your body is really just the first step into figuring out, okay, now every time this has to come in the room, I I feel needles on my skin. That might be something you want to look into.
Yeah.
And why does this person's presence bother you so much that there is a physical reaction? And not just that, it may not even be about another person, but about some experience, some trauma that you've had before. And the process of checking in is how we determine, yo, this really is an issue that I think I need, to address and may even need some help with.
Can I give a special shout out to Bella, aka my translator? Okay, I'm good.
Thank
you.
Pray.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel yourself that you're about to get angry or upset or anxious, praying helps. Well, it helps me. I pray a lot throughout the day, so that keeps me grounded. That keeps me level-headed and moving forward. Other than that, outlet. You need an outlet. You need a way to release whatever is in you out, whether that's going to the gym, um, going to the range, writing, DJing for me, because DJing is a way of me out, letting my anger and frustrations out. Yeah, you need an outlet. You definitely need an outlet.
Anything you want to throw in there, Sassy?
I was going to tap in just for normal purposes. I encourage people to look into the feelings wheel.
Yeah.
So for those that have been to therapy or, known of that type of thing, I think people get to a point to where they don't really know how to express themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or how to put it in those words. Like for them, the feeling they may think it's anger, but at least within the wheel, like it gives you more, you know what I mean? It gives you more feeling as to what it could be. And some people, I think, especially when it comes down to some men, have an issue with articulating what that feeling is. So I would say that'll be a good go-to.
I love that. And this is why I try to be quiet in the middle of y'all answers because I'd be agreeing with y'all and excited to be like, yeah, and then, but everything that I already know what I was gonna ask. So I've had time to think about da 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 da. So like I really try to give y'all time because y'all say everything that I'm thinking, right? Like so off top, my thing is we have to define the emotions, right? We have to actually identify and define these emotions, meaning emotions range beyond happy, sad, mad, right?
Yes.
Like the basic things. So like whenever you actually have uh, an emotion, frustration, and you're able to identify, I'm not necessarily mad, I'm not sad, but I'm feeling frustrated, right? I'm feeling at a loss. I'm feeling frustrated. So now you know the definition of it, so you're able to identify it in you, and then okay, well, if you're feeling frustrated, why? Right? And that goes into what Bella was saying about why. Why do you feel frustrated every time you see this person? Right?
Right.
And then you have to go in and you have to honestly, honestly, and without judgment, answer yourself. and I think that's probably one of the most challenging things, right? Because it's easy to lie to other people. They can't prove that you're lying. When you know that you're lying and you're still accepting that, like, it's not gonna sit well. There, listen to your body. What Devil was saying, right? There's a reason why you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable. There's a reason why it's not feeling right because that's you're not truly addressing the issue, the root cause, the why behind the emotion. So
Mm.
for me, and that goes in, like I said, to what everyone here said, really being able to pinpoint that emotion, really being able to identify it and put a definition to it, and then being able to understand how it's manifesting in you and why is really key to that self-awareness and getting to know yourself more. Whenever you then can keep that sort of control over an emotion, because you can't control how you feel, but you can certainly
Mhm.
control how you act when you feel that way,
Exactly.
you know? So it's okay to feel what you feel, but it's doubly important to understand so that you know how to respond, as Maddie said, rather than react. Okay. We are running a little bit low, so I have one more question that I want to we'll get into this one. And that is, do you think we mistake avoidance for self-care sometimes, saying that
All the
like,
time.
well, saying like, "Oh no, I'm
All
not going to deal with that. I'm going to protect my peace," right? No, I don't need to worry about
Mm.
me. They need to worry, like, I'm good. I'm in my do you think that we sometimes use self-care as an excuse for avoidance? And if so, how can we take that opportunity to check in? What do you guys think?
Who's first for this one?
Come on, Sassy.
I feel like because I'm like, I agree with you said the second time. Like, as far as self care, no. But as far as an excuse, I feel like you all up in my business. Because I know at one point I had to look into, because people kept calling me like toxic. So I'm like, I had to look into like what my toxic traits were. And I'm gonna look some stuff up if I don't know. So I realized that I am sometimes conflict avoidant. And a lot of times based off of what you're saying, I'm like, a lot of times because I don't want to have those hard conversations, I'm just like, okay, I'm in a position to where I'm protecting myself to not have the conversation. So yes, I felt like I've used the excuse, and people think like, well, yeah, it is protecting your peace. But I'm like, at the same time, it's not healthy. It's a toxic trait because you're not dealing with it. And because you're not dealing with it, it then becomes a domino effect of, because you're not taking it on, you're not learning the lesson of how to deal with the conflict. So, oh Lord, just get out my business.
Come on now, but she was preaching though. Y'all heard her though, right? Hello, she got in there.
And that's the thing, though. We a lot of times think that if you don't deal with it, then you're protecting your peace. You haven't protected anything, because all that's going to happen is the universe is just going to bring it back to you in some other way than before. You're going to have to deal with it.
Ooh.
But it's better to choose how you deal with it for yourself than to let the universe choose for you, because the universe is petty.
When I tell you, they will send you the
Protect
same
your peace.
lesson wrapped up in 3 different bows, and each time you thinking you done overcame the system, when in reality you playing right back into the maze that you started off in,
Exactly.
baby.
It'll come right back around.
I be
You
like,
ain't learned a lesson.
Sojourner, for
And-
real.
Exactly. And we have to take ourselves away from this concept that self-care and check-in is always supposed to be about rainbows and fairy dust and all of these, pretty things. Sometimes your check-in, sometimes self-care is gonna look a little nasty. It's gonna look a little harsh. But that's because you have to get through those things so that when these darker, harder issues come up later on, this ain't nothing for you.
Mhm.
Oh, what? I've already dealt with something like this. I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah.
Shout out to these ladies for dropping bars for sure. But we're already here, right? The universe is petty, but I'm pettier. You feel what I'm saying? Avoid it, avoid it, avoid it again. You feel what I'm saying? If it comes back, avoid it again. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? People.
Okay.
This man crazy.
No. I like to attack my problems head on now. I don't avoid it. Like avoiding for me doesn't work. It, avoiding only makes things fester, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all right, for example, I'm glad Sassy's here. A while back ago, before I became a top edge, you know, I was talking about a certain situation, right? And if I didn't talk about it, if I let this continue going, I wouldn't set certain borders in my life.
Yeah.
When it comes down to certain things, you know. So instead of letting things go and avoiding it because of self-care type stuff, oh, I don't want to get myself stressed out because of this. I needed to get myself stressed out because of this. Like that, I can move forward and become better. And
Listen.
Okay.
We love it. We love it. All right, you guys. We are okay, we right on time. Let's go ahead and wrap up the panel segment. This was great. I really enjoyed this conversation and I feel like y'all dropped a lot of gems. So we got the playback recorded. Hello. I'll let y'all go ahead and do your outros before you box down. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you and value all of your input. So thank you. Y'all make sure y'all favorite the Boss Babe panel. Go ahead, you guys do your outros.
Well, I'm Belladonna, co-host to the People Show Pen Flow with Rainmaker on Sundays, 9 p.m. Also co-host to Power Talk on Thursdays. Pre-show is 9, show is at 10. And my own show on Fridays, that is Donna After Dark, 11 p.m. Hit me up. Thanks.
All right. Well, of course, this is your girl, Miss Sexy Better Sukula Council. Okay. Normally, you can catch me whenever you catch me. I'll be here. I'll be there. I'll be everywhere. But of course, thank y'all for having me. This was good stuff. Maddie.
Big double. Here to cause just a little bit of trouble. And I am 100% here for the faves if you're down to spin that feelings wheel with me.
The feelings wheel. Lord have mercy. All right, shout out to the Boss Babe panel. They are the stuff. They be the motor in the engine. Okay, they be making sure everything goes smoothly. I appreciate y'all. All right, you guys, let's get into Elle Said It before we do the show outro and everything. It is time for the part of the show where I break down my final thoughts and key takeaways from tonight's conversation. So when it comes to self check-ins, you guys, here's the tea. Okay? The world will always demand your attention, your energy, your love, but the first person you owe that to is you. All right? Self check ins aren't extra work, they're an act of respect for yourself. Listen to your feelings, acknowledge when something feels off, pause, reflect, because every time you honor your own inner voice, you're practicing self awareness, building self trust, and reinforcing your worth. You can't pour from an empty cup, and you can't love yourself fully if you're ignoring your own signals. So let today be a reminder. Stop, check in, and show up for yourself first. When you do that, everything else, your peace, your relationships, your joy falls into alignment. That's power, that's love, and that's yours. All right, this week's affirmation is I listen to myself, honor my feelings, and trust my inner voice. My self awareness guides my choices, my boundaries protect my peace, and my check ins is an act of love for me. Hashtag Elle Said It. All right, you guys, as DJ Rich Beats makes his way back up to the booth, I want to thank our co host this week for being here tonight and sharing your time and insight with us, DJ Maddie. Please let the people know where they can find you and what you've got going on before you box down.
What's up, y'all? DJ Maddie. You can definitely follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I do travel. I go state to state now. I come back and forth from Atlanta a lot. There's a few other states that I'm about to hit for the first time, which is gonna be pretty cool. I'm not gonna say where exactly now, but if you follow me on IG, you'll definitely will know. Other than that, I DJ on here as well. I stream sporadically throughout the day. Sometimes it's during the morning, sometimes it's at night. You never know. So yeah, definitely make sure to hit me up with the fave. And as far as everything about DJing on this app, it's all in my bio. So with that being said, peace and love, y'all. Always love yourself. I'm out.
Thank you, Maddie. Yay!
And L, love you.
Love you back. All my friends are Virgos, you guys. I hang out with mostly Virgos. I don't know if you guys know that. I be with the Virgos, okay? Something about us, all, except for the ones that are Pisces. And Cancers. Okay, you know what? Most. Most, okay? Sheesh. Sheesh. But you know who else is a Virgo? You know who else is a Virgo? DJ
Fire.
DJ Rich Beats is. Yes, he is. Say my name. Say my name. What's up, Say? How you feeling? Famey. Hi, Fame. All right, y'all. That was a great show. That was so great. I appreciate y'all for being here. That's a wrap. You guys, thank you for joining us tonight on Modern Day Bay. Special shout out to tonight's featured co-host, DJ Maddie. Thank you to this week's Boss Bay panelists, Big Double, Miss Sassy Red, and Queen Bella Donna. Thank you to the Modern Day Bay production team, Casper, Barry, King Lido, my DJ and music sponsor, DJ Rich Beats, and our videographer and media sponsor, Tawag CEO. I will meet you all right here next week as we welcome my favorite kind of drum to the MDB stage. I don't know. I guess you have to be here next week. But until then, my name is L, the drug. And remember, luxury lives in you. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much.
MDB, and that's the queendom for me. And if we all up in the queendom, it's about 11 p.m. Eastern time, where you find a whole lot of them dimes on the ass. Spark the L and sit back. Get different with dirty rap. Modern day bass like that. Boss Bay, kind of where you at. Some advice with a little bit of laughs. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Every Tuesday, I be waiting on that feature. Bright purple ribbon clicking in it, they be preaching. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Ella drug, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Daddy.
Was there a black? Oh, okay.